let me get this straight. Truck drivers, MAGA supporters complaining about diesel prices, gas prices. California is in a crisis. Everywhere is a damn crisis, man, based on this war. But let's just go ahead and look into the perspectives of a lot of the truck drivers and people that is affecting, like owner operators in many states. Let's go ahead and check it out. They're really stressing out right now. Let's go ahead and take a look.
This is getting out of control. I just went and put $150 in my hay squeeze, and it barely gave me a quarter tank of diesel. Can't farm much longer like this.
When I tell you this
Farm. You know, we think logistics all the time, but we always somehow forget about the farmers, man. Those are the guys that we got to take a look. We got to look out for those guys, man. We really do. And it's making, these gas prices are just making it harder to farm. And guess what? It's going to make your cost of vegetables and other produce, other everything, right, go up just a little bit more.
is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit.
This is insane. Check this out. Check out that line. That's the line to go put fuel on. Look at that shit. I'm gonna be here a while.
Y'all done raised fuel prices up. Fuel prices is up. I just got back into the business, and y'all done raised the freaking fuel prices up. Y'all done raised the prices up $5 a gallon for fuel. Are y'all crazy? Are y'all crazy? What is going on? What is going on? I'm tired of this. I'm tired. I just got back into trucking, and y'all done raised the fuel prices so high. Are y'all crazy?
You know what's crazy is a lot of people don't know, like, the price for fuel really hits owner operators of these trucks the most, right? Because they pay out of their pocket. You know, they pay out of pocket. It's not like working for a company where they pay the owner operators, they pay out of pocket, and they got to wait for that money to get returned through invoicing, through net 30s. Y'all get the business, right? They just got to wait for that to come back. Sometimes the fuel surcharges aren't enough to keep up with what they have to pay extra on because of the swinging gas prices on a day-to-day, right? It becomes a lot for owner operators, for sure.
How do you feel about fuel prices now?
Well, it sucks, buddy. They're really way too high, and there's no sense in it. I mean,
How does it impact your paycheck?
a lot. It hurts us a lot. You know, it's takes a lot from our profit. They don't want to go up on the rates. The fuel goes way up, and the rates go up maybe just a little, just to try to get us happy, and it's just not good.
How long can you survive with that rate? And then what's the ceiling like? What should be the fuel price so you go out of business?
I don't know if there is a fuel price putting me out of business, but I'm a hard worker. I'm gonna figure out a way to make it work. So I don't know. That's an odd question.
How much more is that in your expenses for fuel this week and then the same week but month ago?
Well, last month I went to California, and California to Florida. It took me around $6,000. I did the same run this week. I'm up to $8,500. So that's $2,500 more money, and not any profit added to it.
Is there some way you can try to, mitigate it?
Not really. There's not much you can do, man. We're at the mercy of the people we haul for and big corporations, and just kind of in a bad spot.
Thank you for these insights, sir. Thank you so much.
I don't know if y'all know, but when they proposed the ceasefire with Iran and the U.S., man, the price of an overall barrel of oil went down $93 approximately, which is good news, but we'll see how that affects us and when. Because that just doesn't affect us instantly. So we'll see.
Complain about gas prices for y'all car. This is what we have to put in semis. I'm just glad that shit ain't coming out my pocket. You feel me?
These next 2 weeks are going to be hard for the trucking industry. Owner operators, businesses, they're not going to make it through this one. The gas prices are pretty much going to double. So you're going to see people go from spending, $1,500 on fuel to $3,000 on fuel. So expect shortages and freight brokerages, dispatching, trucking. They're gonna have a hard time this week. I ran my own trucking company. I ran my own freight brokerage. I dispatched. So I know what the truth is. I know what's really going on. It's gonna be tough this week for truckers. Owner operators, tighten up this week. It's finna get rough.
Pulls out therapy talk. We hear you. We see you. Your feelings are valid. She was asked about the cost of diesel and how this is crushing truck drivers. And she goes, we hear you. We hear you are heard. You have a voice here.
And then secondly, the cost of diesel is averaging at $5.38 a gallon right now. What's the message from the Trump administration to truck drivers who are dealing with those high fuel costs right now?
Again, we understand, we hear you, we see you, we are fully tracking.
You are seen.
This short-term fluctuation in oil and in diesel prices. And that's why the president and the administration have continually announced robust actions to provide stability in the global energy market. As you know, political risk insurance, one of those actions, allowing countries to purchase sanctioned oil just to increase the supply. In the meantime, we've worked to release 400 billion barrels of oil and refined products as well. We issued the 60-day Jones Act waiver. All of this has
yeah, she was prepared for that question. Let's just put it like that. She was definitely prepared for that question. She knew that gas was going to be a hot topic, and yet she just spitting out all these facts, but it doesn't really affect the average truck driver. They're still paying $5.38. Like, ma'am, when can we expect gas prices to go down? That's all we want to know. Can you just be clear cut for the American people? That's all. We can care less about whatever act and whatever that you're doing. We just wanted to see it go down and stay down.
Hold up, man, look here, it's getting real out here, bro. It's getting real out here, man. We even got the 18-wheeler big truck drivers complaining about these gas prices and how high they get. And these are people who got to drop the loads off here, there, and somewhere everywhere. Do you hear me? I don't know what need to be done, but something need to be goddamn done. You got gas prices high, you got utility high, you got rent high, you got food high, everything just motherfucking high. I don't know what need to be done, but something got to be motherfucking done about this shit here.
Yeah.
Kids finna start riding the goddamn school bus, the ones who get dropped off at school. That's how real it is. Do you hear me? Y'all better pull out them electric scooters, pull out them bicycles, or get on that goddamn bus. Because it's cheaper that way. I'm just saying.
California is out of gas, and Trump Interior Secretary Doug Burgum mic drops on Gavin Newsom over nearly $7 gas in the state. It's true. We've seen it. Burgum recently said, under Newsom, California used to have 40 refineries. Now they have 8. 2 more are closing. They're going to be down to 6 with Chevron and Valero closing. California imports 63% of its oil, and now they'll be bringing in refined fuel every day just to keep the fleet running. They have the most gas-powered cars in America, and they've been trying to eliminate them, making us dependent on the C place. Their energy policies are as crazy as Europe. Prices are high because they've restricted supply and hurt their own economy. He's not wrong. Well, I've got some quick basics for you on what actually happens when you fill up your tank here in California. Spoiler, a large portion of the price is taxes and government fees. Of course.
Of course it is.
California's state gas tax is about 58 cents per gallon, one of the highest in the U.S.
Damn!
Drivers also pay the federal gas tax of 18 cents per gallon, plus state and local sales taxes. But that's not all. California fuel prices also include costs from environmental programs like cap and trade and the low carbon fuel standard, which adds even more to the price. Most of the state gas tax revenue comes from a 2017 law called SB 1, which was designed to raise about $5 billion per year for transport.
Fuck that. You telling me I'm about to spend 58 cents per gallon of gas for state? Bro, I got to get to work, man. Y'all, that is insane. The most gas-powered cars, the highest state tax. Boy, California is just not a real place sometimes when it comes financially. How do people even survive there?
Transportation. The money's supposed to fund things like road repairs, highway improvements, bridges, and some public transit projects. Another fun fact, California's gas tax is indexed to inflation, meaning it automatically goes up over time. Those for it, Dem leadership, say the tax is necessary to maintain California's massive transportation system. Critics, everyone else in the state, argue it contributes to the state's already high cost of living and expensive gas prices. So my fellow Californians better air up those bicycle tires. Good thing we have such a teeny tiny state, could just bike everywhere. November cannot come soon enough, when we get to elect new leadership and send the old on their way, just not in any type of gas-powered vehicle, because even they can't afford it.
I bet that people are really regretting moving to California. There's a reason why they have a large number of people that is exiting California, moving to other places like Texas. They're moving to other places like Denver. They're moving to other places like, you get what I'm saying? Like like Washington, just anywhere nearby almost. It just seemed like, but I've seen like the mass growth going to Texas and other places. But I can understand why, bro. That is insane. How can you afford to even ride around California, let alone live there? Wow. I'm glad I made my visit to California for my little trip and experience that part of the United States. But it's going to be hard to go back there sometimes because even though I want to, it's beautiful. But man, y'all don't make it cheap to go there and visit at all, man. Not at all. But what do you guys think about what y'all have seen today, man? When do y'all think y'all can expect gas prices to go down? And then if you're a truck driver, let me know, what are you paying for loads? Well, how much does it cost you to fill up a tank? Even for my regular drivers, how much does it cost for you to fill up a tank now? Not just the price per a gallon. What are you coming out of pocket overall to fill up a whole tank? Put that in the comments below. And like the video, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all on the next one.